Today, we had tons of volatility, and after the bell, it's going to be no exception. Let's not forget, today after the bell, AMD, Microsoft, Pinterest, just to name a few, are going to be reporting earnings. Is this going to go ahead and continue to sink the markets after hours, or are we going to simply see a bounce out here? We look at the fear and greed index today, we can see we're back into fear territory, sitting at 43. And Nvidia was suffering a decline down today, down 7% on the session. We jump over real quick. We take a look at Microsoft after the bell, and yikes, Microsoft is down another 6.7% after hours. I do not believe AMD is out yet. Now, is this going to be nothing more than a knee-jerk reaction on the way back down? Then we're going to see things starting to fly on the way back up. When we come over and look at how the indices fare, the Dow was up 203 points. The NASDAQ was down 222 points. The S&P 500 down 27 points. The Russell 2000 up 0.82. We look at advancing issues versus declining. Only 49.7% of issues were advancing on the session. Now, when we look at the sectors out here across the board, the big loser of the day, technology. No surprise out there, since Nvidia, Microsoft, all the technology stocks today absolutely getting crushed out here. So now the question is, what is going to be in store for tomorrow? Today, it was all about Microsoft, Nvidia sliding lower. And keep in mind, as these stocks are such a large weighting of the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ, when they go, then the whole market is going to follow suit. Now, when we look at this article right here, CrowdStrike shares plunge 11% to the lowest levels in years, as reports Delta may seek damages. Now, as we look at CrowdStrike stock, it was down another 9.72%. And ever since, all the way up here comes crashing lower. Now, where is the bottom? Is it the beginning of the stock market crash? Are stocks going to continue to trade at much lower levels? Today, we saw the VIX on the rise once again, up 7.47%. And the dollar was essentially flat. Now, if you thought the market was moving up because of yields, today, yields were on the decline. We look at this article right here. Catastrophic jolts private sector job openings plunged to 6-year low as both hiring and quits crater. Now, if we look down at some of these charts real quick. Now, if we look at this chart right here, this shows job openings, government versus private. Now, the government job openings are going to be in the green. The red is going to be the private job openings. And we wonder why. Why, oh, why did the jobs numbers always look so good? Is this because the government is trying to manipulate the stock market? You guys let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. We look at this graph right here. Look at the amount of hires. The amount of hiring going on continues to dwindle lower. Now the question is, for tomorrow, what is going to be in store? Because let's not forget, tomorrow is going to be action-packed. Starting off at 8:15 a.m., we have the ADP non-farm employment change. We have at 8:30 a.m., we have the employment cost index. At 9:45, we have Chicago PMI. 10 a.m., we have pending home sales. And let's not forget, 2 o'clock, we're going to have the FOMC statement, and Jay Powell is going to be taking the podium at 2:30. So is Jay Powell delighted with the destruction that we've been seeing out here in the stock market today? Look at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ essentially sweeping the lows out here from last week. MACD indicator on the daily chart continues to look extremely weak. On the 4-hour chart, MACD indicator still looks weak. On the 1-hour chart, MACD indicator has divergence setting up at this moment. But on the 30-minute chart, I warned you guys about this in several videos. I said, when prices are consolidating near lower levels and we see the MACD indicator make it up towards the zero line, watch out. That could be nothing more than a recharge point for another leg lower in the market. And that's exactly what transpired today. MACD indicator got towards the zero line. We flushed all the way back down. Now, early on, it looked like we were going to try to head up. And look, we are below the swing point over here on the weekly profiles as well. This week, we've already had a 652 point range. And right now we are trading below the weekly value area low. And so far, we have been unable to come back and test this structure breakdown point. As we look at the daily profiles, what do we see? Well, today we had a range of 594 points. And again, volatility is out there, no doubt. And when volatility is increased the way it is, guess what? We need to expand out those targets, lower position sizes, so we don't get wrecked by some of these moves out here in the market. Now, if you notice, value area low is coming in at 18,802.75. The point of control will come in at 18,939.25. Value area high will come in at 19,149.75. Now, here's how I'm going to play this. One, if we get back above value area low, then yes, I want to target the point of control. I want to target this structure breakdown point right over here, along with the minus development area. Now I'm going to draw out this structure breakdown point candle wick to the candle body, and that zone is going to come in somewhere from 19,077 up here to about 19,099. However, if we stay below value area low, then we got to be open to the idea of what could be below us. And if you guys look, we have that high volume area on the composite profile, along with an untested weekly point of control at 18,553.75. So most certainly we want to pay close attention to this level moving forward. I want to make everybody aware, Apex 7 a massive 80% sale off all their valuation accounts, past in as little as 1 day. And you can also get a 150K account for only $40. You get a 250K account for only $40. You get a 300K account for only $40. So if you want to take advantage of this offer, use the link in the description box down below and use the promo code Mike at checkout. Now, when we look at the small caps today, basically forming a candle of indecision. We look at the Dow Jones. Dow Jones actually eked out a gain. The diamonds were up $1.88, up 0.46%. Then we jump over and take a look at the SPY. The SPY today tried to make it down, sweeping the lows, was unable to do so. And the MACD indicator on the daily chart looks weak at this moment. On the 4-hour chart, you can see this double bottom pattern or dreaded H pattern. Are we going to break through the lows, or can we start working our way up to potentially fill in the gap? As we jump over and look at the 30-minute chart, just like I warned you guys about with the NASDAQ, when we have a lower level consolidation, the MACD indicator makes it to the zero line. Watch out, that could be setting up nothing more than a recharge point for another move lower or another leg lower in this market. And that's exactly what has unfolded out here. Now, the question is, tomorrow, are we going to spike through this low and then potentially get bought back up, or is that all she wrote? Because as we come over and look at the futures markets today, we are unable to make to that structure breakdown point, and now we've come all the way back down, basically testing out this level. Now, if you're a bull in the market, this level must hold. If it does not, watch out, it's going to get ugly. Now, we do have a little bit of volume over here as well. Maybe that holds up price. If we continue to flush lower though, and we zoom this out, the next area with volume is really down here at a price point of 5386.25. And with Jay Powell taking the podium tomorrow, we know the market's going to be action-packed with lots of volatility out here. Then as we come over and look at the daily charts, what do we see? Well, we had a range of almost 100 points, 94.5 to be exact, with value area high being up here at 5489.75. The point of control will come in at 5469.75. Value area low will be 5440.25. Now, I want to show you guys something real quick. One, if we're above value area low, then I want to go ahead and play an aggressive move up towards the point of control and even a rotation up higher. However, I'm very mindful that we could essentially sweep the lows and continue to go lower in the market. But this morning, what did I warn you guys about? I said, if we come above value area high, then we start coming back below it. What do we want to do? We want to play the rotation down. And we actually coupled this with the fact of looking at yesterday's volume profile levels as well. I said, if we get above 5517.75, then what? We can look for a quick target down towards the overnight value area high, then towards the point of control, value area low. And we went way beyond any of the price levels to the downside I was actually looking for this morning. I actually thought that since overnight we flushed the lows from the prior day, it was a false break one way only to go up and then continue to go up higher. But today we broke down, we made a run up, then it failed and we came crashing lower. So it's going to be very important. How does the market react to the news that we have coming out tomorrow? And more importantly, is Jay Powell going to basically lay the framework saying that interest rate cuts are going to be coming as soon as September? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And if you want to learn how to trade double bottom patterns using order flow, watch this video right here.